Okay, in the first video I did a little tutorial on how to bring Excel or information into Excel from either a text or a CSV file from a variety of databases, and showed you how to format the data and set it up to be used in a pivot table. In this video I'm going to show you how to move some information around in the pivot table so you actually get some useful information from it. I'm going to show you how to set up filters. I'm going to show you setting up columns and rows, and how to accumulate values either through sums, counts, or averages, or whatever. I also want to show you how to do some refreshing of the data if you need to go back to your original data if it changes, how to do that, and then also drilling down a little bit further to actually see your information. Okay, so we've got all of our raw information here. This is essentially our empty pivot table. All the field labels that we worked on before are listed here. These are the same fields that we've got up here in the top row of the original data. The way it might work, we could take, we want to populate a row or the columns here, we would take, for example, the station field, drop it down here, and you can see it loads up over here. Then I might want, let's say, a count of all the incidents I have. So I'm just going to use really any of these fields. I use incident number, but it could be any of them, and it's just going to do a count of those. So what it does is for station 1, it adds up all the incidents. So you can see we got an idea how many we have there. And as you can see, we've got a little bit of junk data here. We've kind of got some outliers and things that aren't probably totally right. You can change that or weed that out by going to the pull-down menu there and turning off whatever fields you don't need. So that now is set up a little bit nicer. In addition to that, you could break this out even further. If I take the year and pull it down here to the columns, now I've got the same information I had before here, but I've also got it broken down into all the different years so you can see what's going on there. So that's a real general idea. Let me show you something else we could do. Maybe we don't want to know the count of incidents. Maybe I want to know the total number of property loss or contents loss. If I drop it down there, again, this is going to be a count, which maybe isn't totally useful for this, but if I change this to the sum, it's going to add up all those data fields there. There, that looks a little better. It's going to add up all the data fields there to the property loss. Now, in addition to this, I can put in filters. I can take any one of these and drop it down to the filters here, and it's going to further be able to split that up. So if I go by, like, let's say incident category, I've got the filter that shows up there, and I can actually throw a couple of these down there. So that way I can go through and I can turn or just look specifically at, like, single family residence here, or I can turn on multiple ones and look at it that way so I can see. So I know the filter's in effect because I've got this little shape here, this little thing that looks like a funnel there, and I've got another one there. But and again, if I want to turn those off, I can do that, and now I'm looking at all the information. In addition to that, maybe sometimes I want to go back and update this. Let's say the year values I have here, maybe I need that in fiscal year, which really I don't have in the original data here, but I can figure that out with a calculation. So if I add a row here, and now I'm going to put a label like I did before, and then I'm going to do a calculation based off the date, similar to how I did this one here with the text field. This is a little bit of an advanced one, but basically it does a couple things. It takes the 09 by figuring this out here, and I subtract half a year. Then it puts a dash in, and then it takes the same calculation, but it adds 1 to it, so that's how I get 9 and 10 for our fiscal year. Double click that. It populates it all the way down. I can look at that to kind of make sure it makes sense, and it looks like it does. And now when I go back here, I right click here and go refresh, and then you can see the fiscal year pops up there. So now if I remove the year, I can do that by fiscal year, and that would give me a good idea of what's going on. So I talked about also being able to drill down. If I take any one of these and I want to know what's going on, I can go through here and double click this, really any one of these squares anywhere, and it will open up a new tab, and it will give me all the data specifically for what showed up in that actual set of parameters. So in this case, station 5 for fiscal year 10 through 11. So that's really it. And like I said, this can be used for a variety of data, and this is a really good, real simple way to weed through a huge amount of information to look for outliers, look for maybe QA problems or something like this. And it could be used for incidents, it could be used for inventory. Just about anything with a database is going to be able to export to a text file. You can put it in Excel, and you can do some basic analysis on just about any information using some of the basic tricks that I just illustrated here.